back after a poor performance. North Carolina would be a great challenge for us. Certainly, everybody knows the history of it, but more than anything, I think I'm just anxious to see our guys respond and playing another meaningful game. Questions?
I guess size is kind of the one thing that jumps out with them, and I guess Page as well.
Yeah, talented group, certainly big and strong inside. A lot of depth, toe-to-toe, great front court athlete, wing athlete, much like KJ. Should be a really good matchup at that spot. Page is certainly their go-to guy, and the guy that great player, can play the point, play the two, score, pass. Great free throw shooter. I mean, really just an outstanding player. And then they've got great front court size, McAdoo and James and Johnson and others. I mean, they just have Kennedy Meeks. They've got 4 guys in there that are all have great size, length, do different things well, bulk. Terrific offensive rebounding team. Present many challenges that way, and certainly they'll be highly motivated.
Are you surprised this year the inconsistency they've had? I mean, they beat a team like Kentucky and then struggle with other teams.
Not as much. I mean, I understand. I don't think it's easy to. I think it's easy to look at other people's situations, and I really don't want to judge that. The fact that they can play as well as they have in certain situations shows you that when they're really clicking and playing well, they're as good as almost anybody in the country. I do think consistency is challenging. I think there's more better teams now than ever, and because of that, I think expectations, like you look at a Belmont loss or a UAB loss, and maybe sometimes not enough credit's given to how good those teams are. I think some of those teams are pretty good, and some of those losses happen, especially those non-conference losses, happen when they had a lot of things hanging over their head. I think when you're waiting to find out about players being eligible, and some guys are practicing with you, but you don't know if they're going to play, and how do you formulate your team? How do you plan for your team when these guys might come back, they might not come back? I don't think that's easy. And so I think there are some unique challenges that they had to deal with early that, Roy Williams won a lot of games, national championships. I mean, he knows what he's doing, and so I just think there's a lot of unique circumstances that have surrounded their season, and sometimes all that controversy and all that extra things that you're dealing with is not as easy as people think to deal with, to block it out when you get right to the court.